Hey guys, it's me, Storm's Bunnies, and welcome to a new Let's Play video. So I've decided to do a Let's Play video on Kona. Not much I know about this game, apart from there is a bit of puzzle solving to do. I will tell a little lie there. I did play it about 3 weeks ago, and I played about half an hour of it, so I kind of know a little bit. I didn't get that far, so let's get started, shall we? So let's have a look at what we've got. Options. Graphics. Have a look in there. Okay. I don't know what Vignet is, or Vignette, or whatever however you pronounce it. I've got no idea. Controls. Okay. Alright, so no control actual layout. Not there anyway. Audio, I've deliberately dropped the music volume in. Voice volume, okay, we'll keep that there. Okay. Alright, let's go to play. Right, so you've got multiple slots. I don't know why you need that many for that. Unless it's because you're trying to get you know, additional trophies. Yes, slot 1 will do for me. That will do. Loading.
Carl Faubert sought information for a living. That is to say that ever since he returned from Korea, after having served with the armed forces, he had been working as a private investigator in Montreal. William Hamilton, a rich industrialist, had gotten in touch with him regarding a simple vandalism issue. Nothing to write home about. Not worth hiring a private eye either, just so he can drive for hours on rough roads. But that's how it had always been. The client pays, Carl gets it done.
So we've got throttle, brake reverse, and steering. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the train's completely gone that way. What's it? Can you see much up that way? Don't think you can. Oh, stupid. What do you call it?
They had set up to meet at the general store, his client's business. Well, actually, the entire village had William Hamilton's name written all over it.
Can we just step out?
Now wasn't a good time to wander about. Hamilton was still out there. When the roads were bad, muddy, or snowed in, it was customary around these parts to close them off. But it was also customary to ignore those signs entirely and drive there anyway.
Okay, the rest of it. So,
Hamilton never mentioned a road blocking.
can we like turn the car off so
Why was it needed here in the back of Beyond? That would, however, be a mystery for another day. Carl had waited long enough for someone to come and raise it.
Black Atama Peak? Is that like German or
Carl
something?
was meeting his client in a store near this area. He was on the right track.
It looks like German or Russian or something. Sorry if I completely got that wrong, but doesn't look that English to me.
Still not a soul in sight. There was no point in waiting any longer. Carl had to figure this one out by himself.
Can I like grab a rock and smash it? There's a fly there.
Hamilton no doubt knew who managed the barrier. Carl wanted to give him a call, but that would have been too easy though, as sure enough the line was acting up.
There seems to be an answer for everything. I didn't check that last time I was here. That'll be good. Oh, okay, so you can open up. Okay, that makes sense. So, I wonder if we actually got to be careful of that. You know, wolves, bears, and foxes, and God knows what else. It's, you know, out there waiting for us. Excuse me. I'm just finishing off my morning coffee. Alright, let's get out of here. Saving. Okay. No, I know you got to go up in that tower. I'm not going to pretend I don't know. Oh, okay, I didn't know you could collect the empty bottle. I wonder what you can use that for. I didn't really look up here before. I've got a saving icon again. I wonder if that's just a game randomly saving so that it saves in the you know, the current state, so that if you do die or whatever, you can load back up and it's, you know, not too far. Which will make a lot of sense. Excuse me. So yeah, let's go up here and get this thing. Fire starters.
Emperor Duplessis, in spite of his conservative agenda, did a good job in colonizing the rural north, which helped to re-establish the region as an integral part of the province of Quebec. The blue fleur-de-lis could be seen fluttering in the wind here and there, taunting the red Canadian flags on the other side of the province's boundaries.
Ah, so Canada. We're sort of, we are either in Canada or sort of part of the Canada, you know, greater provenance, I guess. I sound like an idiot, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, triangle if you are.
The cutters made quick work of the chain. What better way to investigate vandals than to get into their shoes, Carl, the professional vandal, thought, reveling in the irony of the situation. Hamilton is waiting for Carl in the general store. It was time for him to get down to
What do we leave a
business.
dollar bill there for? $10. Is that what it is? Did he leave $10 there? I can't really see. I swear they had a 10 on it. Why would you leave $10 there? Yeah. Okay. I thought you could pick up the rock and smash the lock of it earlier on. Just go back up here for a minute and just see if we can get anything that might be explorable.
Never in his life had Carl thought he would one day drive further north than Shibugamu.
Okay.
There always comes a time when it's just too late to change your mind. His meeting was right around the corner.
So that's like an invisible barrier right here somewhere. Probably like the game sort of barrier saying that you cannot go, you know, that far. So L1 crouch, L1 zoom in, R1 jump, R2 accelerate. Okay, so we can put items in like an inventory. Okay. That's cool. So the car has a purpose of inventory bag. Let's carry on.
William Hamilton enjoyed a lavish country house built in the very heart of the northern forests, not too far from here. The local populace was divided when it came to the affluent man. Some saw a wealthy philanthropist dedicated to improving the region's economy. Others an aging Englishman who would do anything to further his fortunes. And those ones hated him enough to go on about scheming against him. Hamilton had recently acquired a few local businesses, but the last straw was the reopening of a mine, which gave rise to a wave of protests and threats from the Cree people. Given these circumstances, Carl reckoned that a good number of people must be feeling compelled to oppose Hamilton in one way or another. So far, only the industrialist's house had been a target, but soon enough, Carl thought, the target would become the man himself.
Is that a car?
Carl's military training had made him a very punctual man. Being late to his meeting with Hamilton was out of the question.
But I want to go look at that. I wonder if later on you can sort of like come in and do like a free roam mode. Probably not. Alrighty.
Carl needed to get out of there. The cold and the pain required urgent care.
Do we have a winch car? And the top screen comes up. Let's go back over and have a look.
The driver had taken off. It was still best to check it out and leave nothing to chance.
The driver had taken
Carl
off.
needed help.
So the only way I can see the driver actually taking off and this is me sort of going away from the game a little bit. Is he climbed up over that, or he got out the passenger side and crawled underneath there.
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
Okay, some check.
It was a small, locked box engraved with the letters W.H. Carl thought about taking it, Nothing was to be left to chance.
Okay.
This deep in the country, his last hope was to find an abandoned garage or a farm.
So I know where to go.
His life depended on it.
Close. Turn on.
Even better than he had hoped. Carl Faubert had succeeded once more, and was now on his way to new adventures.
Okay. So from what I can gather, and I haven't really looked up any guides to this, and this is a digital game that I've got. It's the fire is your warmth. The green is something to do with like I think you can like think straight or something, because it has a picture of a brain there, so I guess it means that you function a little better. If anyone wants to, you know, elaborate on, you know, what that could potentially mean, you know, it's not sort of rocket science, but I mean, anyway. Let's get out and have a little bit of a wander. So your warmth is going down.
A fire is as good as the materials used to create it.
Okay. Ah, okay. So you can carry multiple. Tell you what, why don't we go put some of that into the and then we can come back and grab some more. Do a couple of those in the I reckon. I might do that just yet. Possible. Wait, hang on. Draw what's draw that and that. So now we can see what's actually in there. Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that. I want the inventory limit is up to you. So that's to the youth. This looks like I guess a car park or something. I think. Sense that it was. Okay, let's go up here. I think last time, because I only got to a shop last time. No, I thought there was something here maybe. Okay. What can you see though? Not much. Just a lot of snow and whiteness. Or just a lake there. So the green's going up now too. But the green didn't go all the way up. Wonder why. What the hell? Is there something on it? Never saw that before. Tire. Okay. Let's just go chuck a couple more logs in there. So I don't know if you find any more later on in the game. I'm pretty sure you will. You might be able to get an axe in that. But I mean, check this car again, see if there's anything grabbable up here. So there's a barrier. It looks like you can kind of set a line there, like a seam or something. But anyway, the game's separated into little you know, barrier segments, I guess, mini world type things. So I thought last time we could grab some food, but I'll just make sure I've got plenty of ropes. Probably too much. So 10, 15. I thought last time we could grab some food. What does that say? Rations to survive. That looks, yeah, looks like that's what it's meant to say. Rations to survive. So I think all we can do is just carry on. Okay, let's go and let's get the truck. So we can get the hell out of here. Of course I know it can. Oh, okay. Hill is ruined. Ah, okay. Locked iron box. Huh? Why is a locked iron box consumable? Are we now eating like excuse me, lockboxes or something like that's a little bit on the retail. Okay. Now can we drive? Ah, so it does it automatically for you. Okay. I cannot see where we're going, so this is going to be excruciatingly fun. Very white. Let's go that way.
Spread out on a few acres of untouched forest, bellowing caribou, everlasting snow, and undefiled lakes, the Manistan region was no tourist hub. It was said to have been populated for millennia by Cree people, and ever since the industrial era, by the metal mining industry.
A little bit of lag there.
Jean Bedard had without a doubt been the closest man in the village to William Hamilton, otherwise known as Uncle Willie.
Alright, went past this last time, but
Carl's military training had made him a very punctual man. Being late to his meeting with Hamilton was out of the question.
so I can't go visiting someone? Ah, damn it. There's a house there. Well, stairs.
The truck was running on fumes. Good thing that the general store was close by.
Does run on fumes. Okay. There's the gauge under the steering wheel, but I can't really see what it says. It says it's automated. Truck. Okay, so that's about as far as I made it. Okay.
Wouldn't surrender their divine nectar so easily. In all likelihood, they had to be switched on from inside the store.
Okay. This guy's a bit of a genius, isn't he?
Something fell to the bottom of the box.
Oh, okay.
A milkman had to drive by every week to fill the bottles. The fresh milk indicated a recent visit.
Close it. So it doesn't go off.
Carl had no trouble recognizing his employer. He had been killed. There was no need to be a detective to figure that out. But only a detective could have noticed that the killer had to have been very close, that the fatal blow had been given before the victim even realized. What could be inside that envelope? Carl was taken aback. He knew this address. It was said to be the address of the P.O. box for the Canadian Secret Service.
Bro, that's a little bit obvious, ain't it? So,
an explosion suddenly occurred outside.
That was creepy.
Carl knew that Gilles Lachance was in charge of the general store. That made him one of Hamilton's employees. A very angry employee, as Carl could plainly see.
Okay.
The snowstorm pummeled everything in its path. Carl was not surprised when he heard no tone. According to that log, it seemed like the whole village owed some money to the general store. Carl was far more interested in the bunch of nearby addresses he had just gotten his hands on, though. The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time. Maintaining his composure, Carl recalled something from his military training. Wolves always stay away from populated areas. Wait, was it about bears? Carl was used to strange phenomena, but a chunk of ice like this, as if an iceberg came out of the ground, that was a first. Hate was in the air. Seems like some villagers barely tolerated each other.
Seems a lot more like a crime type game more than yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. Okay. Huh. Let's get out of here. Okay, that must close on its own then. Which is generator. Hallelujah, we have light. Okay, now okay, that's what we're getting up there. I think I remember doing that in the previous playthrough. Not too sure. Let's see what's in the inventory. Okay. Damn it. No. Journal. General. Documents.
What could be inside that envelope?
Why can't we have a look?
Was taken aback. He knew this address. It was said to be the address of the P.O. box for the Canadian Secret Service.
Okay. Punch the price. 2 numbers. Turn the crank-sail 2 times. Punch the machine if it doesn't work. Okay, let's go try it. 2 numbers minimum. Press sail. Turn crank handle. Let's go 1, 4. Sail. Cool. Post key. Close. So that's how you open the cash register if you doing no. Simple. You need to punch in two numbers minimum, which could be 3, 6. Sail. Open. So you've got to work with 2 10s. 1, 2. Yep. What about the letters? A, B. No, okay, tricky bastard. 10, 8, 4. Yeah, once you're putting more than 2 numbers, it works. No letters though. Alrighty,
Carl felt a chill down his spine and had a terrifying realization. If Hamilton was dead, then who was going to pay him?
Jeez, mate, all about money. Kind of similar to the other flyer, it looks. Yeah, it's a little bit different though. That box there.
Jumping from that height was akin to tempting death. Perhaps that man on the snowmobile had seen enough of this world already. A nice picture of the Magasin Lachance store, seemingly taken the day it was first opened. It feels frozen in time, from an era long forgotten.
Okay,
Amateur hunters showing some pride at having
See, I
killed a
didn't
nice
expect all
pilky
these
beast.
photos last time.
With
Either.
men like this roaming the area, wolves would become extinct within 10 years, Carl thought.
Okay, so we can take them. What are they? Ox fruits. Are they like food that sort of like has a laxative effect on you or something? I don't know. Yeah, so we should go fill up the car with fuel. I've kind of forgotten about that. Pump needs to be turned on, I think.
Carl knew straight away where to find the infuriated Gilles Lachance. Any good investigation would have to start there.
Oh, yes,
The murder
we need
weapon.
that.
What was that doing there, Carl wondered. Hamilton must have been determined to keep some information secret to post this key. Shame he got unlucky. Everything made sense now. Poor Hamilton's denunciation was interrupted, and he figured it would be best to lock everything up and send the key to his correspondent, who would receive the box later on. Clever, but not enough. That's what happens to ordinary people playing spy.
So, judging by the way this guy's talking, Cole's an investigator. Private eye.
At long last, the crowbar was within Carl's grasp. Surely it would come in handy at some point.
So the map says, where am I on the map? Oh, that little thing there, that yellow icon. Okay. If there's anything more we can do in here. Oh, excuse me. I know he sneezed. Okay, so, I think we've done all the exploring we can in here. But I don't think we can get anything more else out of this area. Outhouse over there. There's just something in there. Nope. Hole in the ground.
Carl, ever diligent in his work, always carried his log on him, in which he scribbled down thoughts and leads alike during the course of his investigations.
Ah, okay, so you can kind of zoom in. Okay. Don't know if we need to zoom in on all of it, but the crash. So, was I meant to investigate these? Huh. Alright. So Carl's a private detective. He's only a couple of years older than me. And William is a businessman.
Carl was beginning to know the store and its surroundings like the back of his hand. The seeker had sought.
Okay, so what we need that for, I don't know.
The Polaroid, Carl's long-standing and faithful ally, had seen its share of husbands caught red-handed cheating. There's always something out there waiting to be snapped away. Carl wondered what the hell could that thing be. It looked like a man fossilized in ice.
Okay.
All of a sudden, Carl felt like he was pulled inside a world of dreams, a cold, unknown dimension. Somehow, self-control was slipping from his grasp.
This is weird, I've never... What's that?
To all appearances, this was a hunting log. Better yet, a war diary. could these engraved numbers mean? A fresh path suddenly appeared before Carl.
739. Carl's a little bit tripped out if you ask me.
Carl had that feeling you get when you immerse your frozen hands in hot water. What happened? Now at least he knew who the unfortunate man petrified in ice was. Gilles Lachance, the general store's manager himself. That had to be the worst parking job ever. Who was Carl to judge, though? It may be customary to park like that around these parts, or not. Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
So we go back up here, will it trigger this again? I can't go smash this ice man. Yeah. Let's go warm up by the fire. Go investigate this.
thought he would be dancing with the wolves.
Yeah, well, don't fucking attack me. Warehouse. Go and investigate. Okay, that's handy. More matches is generally good.
Someone had been playing with a crossbow here. A very dangerous game. A bolt could hit someone's tire or their eye. It could even kill someone if the aim was right. Cabin B. Lots of space, no windows. Hopefully its users aren't prone to dementia. Without a single window to brighten things up, the inside of the cabin was almost pitch black. Beware of close encounters of knee and furniture. Solitaire, a card game only hermits can truly enjoy. Carl felt depressed at the thought of playing this. Everything was set up for a well-deserved snack. It seemed like the place hadn't been empty for long, but without knowing exactly why, Carl had the feeling no one was coming back anytime soon.
Well, that is about as far as, what the hell? See if we can go down here. Oh, there we go. Cabin.
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
Get his sports up, or thinking capacity, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
This cabin doesn't look like a bunkhouse, especially with the missing stove and chimney. Carl was intrigued at the secrets possibly hidden here.
push on too far, probably end up being lost. We've gone miles away from where we're meant to be, I think. Another cabin. There we go.
An axe. Not too shabby. Carl felt he needed to protect himself. It was a typical shack, just like the ones you hear about in Quebecois legends. Local lumberjacks used it to rest and twice a day heat up their pea soup. The leftover food, the clothes, the general warmth of the place, no evidence of escape. Carl was sure of it. People were here not long ago, and they expected to come back.
Okay, I've got a feeling we should get back. We probably should. I've got no idea where I ended up. So the general store's in this direction.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
Does that keep you warm? No, so it's pointing that. Let's warm up first. Actually, I wonder if you warm up when you get in the car. Naturally, you'd think it'd have some sort of natural warmth to it. Is that his weight value? Where should we go? I've got a feeling we should be up here somewhere. Feeling we meant to be on this one here. I don't know why. If we do go along that way, we can cover that area. Look, we'll cover that area first. Cabin right here somewhere. Alright, let's go up here and explore up here for a minute. In case.
In spite of Dr. Beaupre's goodwill, the place didn't look much like a physician's office. It could easily be mistaken for a sewing shop. The good doctor, flanked by his beautiful spouse. Pure happiness, captured on cardstock. Carl recognized this woman's soulful eyes. Was it Dr. Beaupre who had hit him head-on at the village border? Doctors used light-reflecting frontal mirrors to look inside the patient's cavities. That was a bit unsettling, but back then, it was pretty much always the case with medicine. A communist manifesto. Only a few years ago, this type of allegiance meant prison time. And even at present, the Western world was very wary of the Soviet threat. Why would the doctor own such a book? Nobody kills a rich patient to start a revolution. It didn't make any sense. He had to dig deeper still to understand. Luckily, that was Carl Faubert's specialty.
Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what we're meant to be looking for.
A chamber pot. Fortunately for Carl, inspecting it wouldn't further this particular investigation.
Seems like we just looking around.
Someone had lost a few liters of blood here. Carl's first thought had been a lumber accident, someone's hand cut by a saw, or a hunting accident. In any case, whoever had lost all this blood couldn't have gone far. Perhaps they were already dead. Carl got the trembles as he imagined the excruciating pain that kind of scalpel could no doubt inflict. Within these miserable walls, patients probably felt more like in a slaughterhouse than in a doctor's office.
Touch. Wait, what?
For the one-eyed, or for other vision problems, the eye patch was the way to go.
Touch wire. What are we gonna be doing? Friggin' murder on someone? A lamp. Okay. Doesn't look like there's much to explore here. Apart from the fact that you can attach a wire somehow.
There should be a law forbidding doctors from falling sick.
Right. Because they're robots and not humans. Now that eliminates that. I think we're done here.
Great care had to be taken searching this place full of oddities. Everything was important. The decor itself told a story.
Okay, let's go back to the car. Drive a few more miles to should be, yeah, turn right somewhere. Do a little bit more exploring. most of this little side thing done, and then we'll save, I think. Okay. Fire starter's always good. Whoa!
Oh, mon bonhomme! Je m'attendais pas à ce qu'un étrange retontisse par ici. Moi te dire, je prends plus de chance depuis que ça rôde dans ce bout-là. J'ai ma carabine au bout du doigt, et puis bang, 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 si ça s'approche. Si tu veux du linge chaud, parce que t'es habillé comme un gars de la ville, je dirais pas non à une bonne bouteille de caribou. Puis tu pigeras ce que tu voudras parmi mes guenilles.
So I don't think he's going to kill us.
C'est encore beau. Tout ce qui est vieilli est bien meilleur. Vois que t'as pas mieux à faire. Hé, la Corriveau, la tèche, ça te passe l'envie de te marier, la Corriveau. Elle tuait tous ses maris, squick, les uns après les autres. Pas de pitié dans le mariage. Vois-tu le livre, là? C'est le Wendigo. Ouais, le Wendigo.
Okay.
Un guerrier qui devient un loup pour se
So the
venger de
Wendigo,
sa
they're like a
Et
mythical creature or something, aren't they? Anyway. Right, that's... We've already read that one.
gomme-moi la belle rose de la tulipe, qui se donne au yob sur le mercredi décembre. C'est-tu pas effrayant, cette histoire-là? Ben oui, une couche. Tu peux-tu tout faire en même temps, toi?
Okay.
Dans mon temps, c'était comme sur l'image. On était vrais, fiers, forts, puis on avait le bon lieu de notre bord.
Caribou. What's a caribou? I'll come back, old man.
Mon beau bonnet du beau temps. Puis massé.
Don't shoot me though. When I do come back. Withdraw. I don't know what the hell a caribou is. Don't shoot me.
Tu m'amènes un bon galon de caribou, puis on devient amis. Sinon, mon petit gars, tu sors avant que je te sorte.
Well, we can't kill him with that. Caribou. Would there only be any around here or what?
There, Carl had fed his mind, but had forgotten the harsh reality that his body also needed nourishment, especially in the dead of winter.
put this thing away before I have an accident. Next one's a little bit further up on the left.
That truck had obviously seen its share of gravel roads. Carl wasn't a mechanic, but he could easily tell that only the most heartfelt prayer would bring this old beater back from its slumber. With that cold, however, it was more likely that it would wait until next spring to wake up. The place looked more like a pigsty than a house. A heavy stench of curdled milk, cheap alcohol, and boiled cauliflower filled the air. At Jean Blouin, seems like that pig had a name after all.
Okay,
Carl now knew how to quench the drunkard's thirst. The rag reeked of fermented vomit. Carl wondered how one could bear to live in such gross and horrid conditions. You had to be out of your mind to cook up white whiskey at home. The all-surrounding stench of alcohol alone was probably enough to gas a man to death. If Carl had at any point wished to get his hands on some caribou, he couldn't have wished for better than a distillery like this one.
okay,
Rock music invaded the minds of men even in the remotest of places. The man didn't own a turntable, though, so there's that going for him. With a homemade shooting range such as this, it wasn't hard to imagine a stray bullet ending its course inside the flesh of an unsuspecting passerby. Granted, Carl thought, there wasn't much in the way of passers-by around here.
yeah, sure, keep it. Oh, yeah.
Carl shivered as he saw the emblem. The Patriot flag, used during the 1837 rebellion, and which had resurfaced in 1970s Quebec, flown proudly by the FLQ terrorist groups. This flag meant bombs, kidnappings, threats in the papers. It was a sign of rebellion. Carl felt that it was mission accomplished. with the wicked nectar in his hands.
Okay, so we've got one more to go, and then that'll do.
Sometimes, and especially around here, people are so possessive with their land, as a dog is with hydrants. Roswell, Atamipek, same story. Large deserts conducive to extravagant follies.
Okay, that's a little bit weird. Oh yeah.
Weird stuff. Kind of a crossing between a colander and a hairdryer. What was it for? To play telepath? To protect against nuclear waves? These scribblings were undoubtedly the mark of a tormented mind. Something wasn't right in the poor mechanic's head. Carl hadn't lived up to his good finder reputation. He still hadn't found any of the wealth contained in Lamotte's lands. By following the plan, Carl was led to believe that the snowmobile's parts had to be scattered about in the vicinity. Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
Okay, yeah, I've had enough of them.
What good was a motorless car? The mechanic sure had an odd way to go about repairing things.
Maybe he took the motor out so he could work on it. Oops. My driving's pretty bad. I'm sorry, guys. Old mate's house.
Étiquette mon caribou pour revenir demain.
Oh, we need a lot of warmth. Okay. Let's trade.
Ah, quand on cherche, on trouve. Parce que je t'aime bien, à cette heure, je vais te dire quelque chose. Tu fais bien de prendre ma pénice. Parce que par là-bas, tu vas rencontrer le vrai froid. Un froid qui glace comme t'en as jamais connu dans ta vie.
Okay. Can we talk again or no? No, you want me out. Okay. Thank you. Okay, and that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode, guys. Let's just drive a little bit further down. Back the way we came.
The old man's cabin had been very generous to Carl. He couldn't have asked for more.
No. Damn it. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go back over the bridge. Okay, so we're going to ignore those ones. Let's carry on this road until... landslide.
The track was fresh. That meant the car sunk down just a little while ago. Now where the hell could the passengers possibly have gone? There was only void where the road should be. Carl hated dead ends. He felt trapped. It was as if the road had drowned in the lake. He would have to find help by another route. The crossbow bolts had the same origin. Carl was sure of it. Who was it? And more importantly, what was being hunted like this? Someone must have dropped this in a hurry, but whoever did was heading into the woods. Carl's tracking instincts were quickly kicking in.
Okay. Alright, I don't know if we can take the car up here, but we're gonna try. No? Okay. Ah, here we go. I'll get used to this in a second.
A wintry atmosphere surrounded the house. The soundlessness of the area suggested it was empty. Alright. So I'm kind of going through it a little bit too quick, I understand it, but Pay stub for some undoubtedly harsh lumberjack work. Alexandre Blais felled trees and chopped woods for Cloutier et Fils. Money in a jar. What a shame. Carl would have loved cookies.
well, Carl can't have cookies.
Finding a boot, one wonders what became of the foot.
Well, maybe. Okay,
The key, which seemed to be meant for a padlock, bore an inscription reading Cloutier et Fils. A company name. Better keep an eye open. Businesses weren't exactly numerous around these parts.
so we need to let's start that fire, and then that's pretty much a save point, I think. Yes. Alright guys, well this has been Kona part 1, so thank you guys for watching. Part 2 I'll obviously load up from this point here, or hopefully somewhere close by. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.